Well, let's talk about Gear Jockey. It took him a while to win his first race, but there were reasons for that. I mean, you obviously were treating him like a winner at some point, running him in some stakes. Just sort of, let's start at the beginning, what you thought when you first got him, and his progression.
Well, we really liked him, obviously. We ran him at Saratoga on the dirt. We liked him that day. He didn't perform well. We came back and ran him on a turf. He ran a very good second. A horse, short-priced horse of Todd Pletcher's, beat him at length, but we liked his race. I either drew in or was the last horse in to the, what would be the Bourbon, the 2-year-old stake,
yeah.
The winning you're in for the Breeders' Cup. He ran solid. He wasn't a huge price that day. I think 8 or 10 to 1. He ran third, had to lead at probably the 8th pole, and tired a little bit. We thought we took him to the Breeders' Cup and got in at the last second. We waited, and we were one of the last horses in as a maiden, and he ran fantastic. Actually, we thought he was going to win it at the 16th pole. He was third, beating about 3/4 of a length. And brought him out of California and was going to try him in the dirt. Mr. Kelly likes to try the dirt. You got to try him. He's an APND mare, and he didn't run well. And he came back with a condylar, and we had to put a screw in him, and he had a long time off. Came back, we ran him first time out off, a year off, long. Didn't finish up good. Got to Florida, ran him long, didn't finish up good. Then he got his maiden broke, then he won an A other than, and then kind of the same thing. I ran him in a stake. He was tired a little bit, and we sat down and said, let's sprint the horse. He's just not finishing off. He shows a lot of talent, and we've sprinted him 3 times down. I think we found his game. And I don't think he's a true 5.5, but it looks like 6 or 7's his game, a one-turn sprint.
So at Del Mar, that's going to be 5.5 furlong.
It's actually only 5/8,
5/8,
which is unfortunate, but he's extremely sharp right now. We've worked with him since the Kentucky Downs race, and I'm excited about taking him. Do I wish it was a little farther? Yes, but it's not, and I think he's really going out there ready.
He showed some versatility in the Troy at Saratoga. He came from off it a bit, I believe, to be third.
Correct. He didn't get away well.
Okay, that explains it. Then in the next race, he kind of hounded the speed and kept going at Kentucky Downs. Talk about his race at Kentucky Downs.
It's by far his best race. He did everything right. He broke the right way, acted the right way, got right in a good spot, and finished up strong. And there's just nothing negative to say about it.
How big was that for him? That it looks like that race is oversubscribed. He might have gotten in anyways, but by winning the Win-In Your In at Kentucky Downs, he definitely is in. Plus, you got some shipping money.
Well, getting in that race was the biggest issue. He was the last horse in that day. It was written for stakes winners. He was not a stakes winner. So a stakes winner off the dirt got preference over him, which I had an argument over that, but that's the way it was. And he was coming out of graded stakes, but got no preference. And if one more horse entered, and there was one that was going in there, and he decided not to go the last second, we were out. So can't tell you how big it was.
Like you said, he ran big in the juvenile turf last year. And so what sort of confidence will you go in? You're going to see a lot of the same horses that you ran in against Kentucky Downs, I believe, are pre-entered in that race.
Yeah, it's. I don't think it can get much stronger than the Kentucky Downs race, as we talked. I mean, you had Mark's filly in there, who's fantastic filly. She's unbelievable. Imprims, I'm sure he'll go back 2 or 3 others. I mean, it was basically a Breeders' Cup race, and it had a Breeders' Cup purse to it. So, I mean, everybody went for it. I'm confident that my horse is going to show up. It's a little shorter than I'd like, but we're hoping we've got him sharp enough.
You were talking about how special it was to win on Calumet Farm Day at Kentucky Downs. It wasn't the Calumet Turf Cup, but it was on that day. And to win for Mr. Kelly, who's been a supporter of yours for quite a while now.
Yeah, I think 7 or so years he's been supplying horses, and we've had a lot of good ones. We've been very, very fortunate to have some good horses in here. And it was nice to win a big race for him close to his home where he was watching.
Who would be some of those horses? I remember you had that horse that won the Derby trial a few years ago.
2 years in a row. Wild Shot won it, the Pat Day Mile, and then we came back with Funny Ducks, the horse you're talking about, won the Pat Day Mile. Quiet Business was a Greatest Stakes winner. We've got a very nice 3-year-old called Cellist this year that I know he won the War Chant, but he was 3rd in the Dueling Grounds Derby and 3rd in the Saratoga Derby. Belmont. So He's placed in a couple of grade ones, and there's been a few others. But he's a nice Valley filly that won here the other day, first time out. He's supplied us with a lot of nice horses, as other people. He is so, they're just good for the game. They employ a lot of trainers and a lot of people.
So is he kind of a microcosm of having a horse for Calumet that, when patience is needed, like this horse had the condular, he gets a lot of time, but doesn't mind taking a shot if the horse is doing well. He doesn't mind swinging for the fences a bit.
Yeah, they take care of their horses. They do what's best for their horses, but they like to be aggressive and try, and if you got the right horse, it's not an issue.
Now, we're here at Keeneland. Of course, you've got one of the most amazing streaks in racing, that you've won at least one race, however many meets it is now.
Yeah, that got broke about 3 years ago or 4.
But
I want to meet without winning one, and it had been about 30 years.
well, that's still impressive if you go one meet in 35 years or whatever.
Yeah.
There's another streak though that I know you'd like to end in the Breeders' Cup, and that's like you'd like to win your first Breeders' Cup race.
Yeah, have not won one, which is I can't tell you that it's disappointing is the wrong word, but it's on your bucket list. You don't want to be one of the guys that probably won the most graded races without winning a Breeders' Cup, but hey. It's, an owner told me one day there's a reason they're tough to win. It's because everybody wants to win them.
How big would it be? You've got a lot of great owners and longtime owners. Any one of them you'd love to win for, but, to win for Brad Kelly.
No, it'd be nice again. I'd like to win for any of them. I've had the Humphreys forever. I've had Brahmins forever. I had Calumet for quite getting on a long time. And, probably if I want to win one for them, probably want to win one for myself. A little bit jealous on that.
How much contact, when you train for Calumet, do you have with Brad Kelly? He doesn't come to the races much at all.
I talked to Mr. Kelly the night this horse won, and it was the first time in 7 years. And we had a great conversation, and he actually called and said, "I didn't realize I'd never talked to you." And I said, "No." And he said, "Well, I'm talking to you now, and I just want to be, thank you for a good day." So he was great, and that was our first conversation, which was a good one.
Was he really excited that he
was extremely happy, and he knew I was.